Alright, welcome back, Hatt Clan fam. I got an awesome lesson for you this week. We are checking out how to play a solo chord melody arrangement of the Beatles classic hit, Let It Be. This is a super awesome song. I'm a super huge Beatles fan. This is one of the biggest reasons of why I wanted to get into playing guitar and studying this type of music. So we're going to zoom in on the fretboard. I'm going to have this video lesson split up into two parts, just so that it's not too overwhelming. And we're going to talk about my thought processes of how I arrange for solo guitar chordal melody arrangements like this. So let's zoom in and break this on down. Alright, so if you've never seen any of my previous lessons to this, a really good follow-up before you dive into this is really checking out my video on my Theories and Technique playlist about triads. Triads are the most important concept to really understand, to get a really good grasp on how to arrange for solo chord melody type music. And really understanding your triads all over the neck is a really good thing to do, because then it really comes easy when it comes to arranging this. So let's just talk about the main chord progressions here. I'll throw the sheet music up on the screen here, and we'll start breaking it down section by section. So really, the song is in the key of C. We have a C, a G, an A minor, an F, a C, a G, a F, and a C. That's going to be like our first part of the entire song. And the melody line starts like this. It starts on a pickup on beat 4. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the most important thing to start putting together the melody too is being able to expand the neck where you're playing the melody. So instead of just playing it down in an open position here, you can see that I transferred up in the middle of the position here. So you can play it here. We want to be able to expand that idea so that we can play it in any single position possible. Let's play it all the way up here. So you want to be able to play in any single register. You can even play it super low if you wanted. Sorry, little mistakes there, but that's the idea, is really starting to encompass this idea about wherever your vocal melody lies, as far as the octave. That's the most important thing about how to apply the chord shapes within that. So this is a really good example of how the melody lays out really well for the guitar. So the chords around it are going to lend itself very easy to starting to arrange. So since this starts on a C chord, we have this pickup. Well, we start on beat 4 on an open G. We have a G note. So there's a couple different ways that we can play it. We can play this open G, our open 3rd string. We could play the 5th fret of the D string. That's going to be a unison note, same exact note. We could play it all the way up here, 8th fret of the B string. So these are all the same notes. In fact, there we go right there. Those are 3 consecutive G's, all unison, playing in the same way. Well, since my harmony is a C major chord, I need to make sure that I have the full chord embedded in that. So what I'm going to do here is, since this is going to lay so nicely on the guitar, I'm just going to play a C chord, but I'm going to keep my 1st finger off, and I'm just going to play the 5th, 4th, and 3rd strings. And that's going to be my melody note right there. That's the first whole part. So then I have an A after that. So I'm going to have 3 consecutive G's. G, G, A, and then E. Well, that's outlining right out of that C major chord. So C major chord, 2nd fret of my G string to get my A note, and then my 2nd finger is going to take care of the major 3rd, the E note. So right there. We have the first part of the melody, and this can be replicated all over the neck. We could play it all the way up here in this position. Let's try it here. There's another way you could play it. So depending on where you want it, you could play it here. In this position, this is a C major chord in 1st inversion, like this chord, and then moved it up here. So I'm going to stick with this position down here just because it lends itself really nice to the guitar. So Now on the second measure there, we still have the G melody, but now we have a G chord for the harmony. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to continue to play a regular old G major chord. And the way that this melody note works out really well is I'm going to have my root, my third, and my fifth, and my melody note on top. And what works really nice about this is my next part there, C, D, is I can just jump over to my B string and grab the C, D. So this is what we have all together. On the pickup, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm getting the chords and I'm getting the melody at the same time. So the chords by itself, when I find myself in times of trouble. Here's it with the melody. Now on our next system here, we go to an A minor chord. Well, this is yet again is a super awesome voicing because our regular standard A minor chord has our E, our open high E, which is our melody note. Then I had to jump down to this D, so E, 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 D. But you can play this in multiple different positions. If you wanted to play it based off this A minor chord here, you could do that. But now I have to reposition my melody line here. So my melody line is going to be on the second string, 5th fret. And then I had to grab the D, which would be here. So notice when I'm doing these types of arrangements, I'm always thinking about where the melody lies around the chords and the position. The biggest thing to understanding doing solo arrangements is really getting a good grasp about where your melody lies and the chords that are around that. Sometimes depending on where your melody line is, you might have to reconfigure your fingers to get the melody line to work. And again, the most important thing is always keeping your melody in the top voice because that's the voice that we're going to hear. Now since I have this D, my next harmony is going to be an F chord. So I have to think about how I can get this D. Well, I could just play a F6 chord. Basically what that is like playing a regular F chord, but then moving my pinky down to grab the 6th scale degree. And then taking my finger off. So up to this point, then we're back to C again. We have E, E, F, E. This works really well over my C chord. But again, just to really embody the idea that you can move this around anywhere. You can play it here. Or if you wanted to play it here. Let's do another inversion of it where we need to get the E and the bass. So this is just a C chord. I'm just playing the most important notes out of it, the root, the 5th, and the major 3rd, and I'm sliding this up to get the 4th. So E, E. And you have this all together with the pickup. 2, 3, 4. And that takes care of your first part of the song. So you have basically your first half of it, and that's going to repeat again. So let me play it again with just out talking. Again, you can play this in multiple different areas. Let's just, for funs and giggles, just put it in a different area. So we'll play it up here in 8th position. So you have... Let's try that. Now I have to go to a G chord, so I can use this G. There's a G there. I could go E minor here. Now I have to go to an F chord, so I need to find an F with the D in the bass. Or a D in the melody line. So where could I get that from? Well, here's a D note, but we need to think about how we can get that so that we can get D in there. So I'm going to think about maybe just moving back to this position here. So you'd have this. Sorry. Then maybe down in this position again. works. So that'll be the first part of that idea. I will see you in the second part. Alright, that was the lesson. I hope you really liked it. Make sure that you check the links down in the description so that you can see part 2 of this lesson series so that you can put it all together. And let me know what other songs you may be interested in me arranging for solo arrangement to teach you guys. I'll see you all in the next video. Take care.